G'day team.
Welcome to my home country.
Welcome to Germany. Kat and I are here for the whole month of October. This is my first time here. I'm super excited and I've got a very special tour guide to show me around.
Not only the first time in Germany for Joe, but also in Europe. So just easing him in there. So a few days here in Berlin. We have got Potsdam on the list as well. Not sure what to expect about Potsdam. And then just visiting friends and my family and just showing the boy around, really.
Yep, that's right. Really looking forward to meeting up with Kat's beautiful friends and family.
Currywurst.
And currywurst. I've heard a lot about this thing. And what else? Beer, well, German beer. Well, yeah, I've already got a good taste of that already. Just immerse myself in the culture and really enjoy it. So far, it's been amazing. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Now, to anyone who knows their history, I would recognise this building. It's one of the most recognisable buildings in the world. This is the Reichstag. It's the seat of government power in Germany. I don't know when it was built. I think it was sometime around the late 19th century. So it hasn't been here for like hundreds of years, but it's got a very epic history. The Reichstag and the grounds that you see us around here was the scene of an epic battle 80 years ago. Berlin itself was surrounded and it was absolute chaos. And the climax to that battle took place right here. And the fundamental thing is that the Russians symbolised the Reichstag as the seat of power of the Nazis. But the thing is though, the Nazis never used it. There was a mysterious fire here in 1934 and the Nazis blamed the Jewish people. So they closed the Reichstag and never used it. And they took emergency powers and had complete dictatorship. So the Nazi regime more or less started from here and ended here. To stand here now looking at it, it's quite an incredible feeling. 80 years ago, if we were standing here, no doubt we'd be cut to pieces. So we are up here on the roof of the Reichstag. We're looking over towards the Tiergarten, which is just in front of us there. Well, that bushland there. It's like the main park in Berlin. You can see the victory column just there in the distance. If you can make it out, there's a golden angel on top, I think. Here we are. We're just having a bit of a look around here, and then we're going to go up the dome. Quite a humbling experience being here, you know. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a history nerd, and Berlin has been one of my #1 destinations to come visit, and being here is pretty damn cool. Just move away from those kids that are being noisy. I think it was somewhere up there, the famous picture of a Soviet soldier waving the hammer and sickle of the Soviet Union over the Reichstag. Like I said before, this building was the scene of the final climax of the Battle of Berlin, and finally saw the end of one of the most brutal regimes the world has ever known. It's a very symbolic building, and yeah, it's good to see its intended use is back into play now. So yeah, we're gonna have a bit of a look around and then we'll move on and see more of Berlin. Alright, so we're looking over the Brandenburg Gate. To the bush there in front of us there, that's also part of the Tiergarten. So after we finished up here, we're going to head down there to the Brandenburg Gate. And there's a couple of other points of interest we're going to walk by as well before we wrap up today and head back to our motel and dinner time. But so far, our tour around Berlin has been everything I was hoping for and then more. All right, so well, that completes our tour of the Reichstag. The building that you see, it's essentially just gutted out. So it's the outer walls that creates the shell to the what's inside the building. So everything inside is brand new. It was all reconstructed back in the 1990s. I think 1999 it was finally handed over to the German government. Very, very interesting building. The tour on the roof was really good. You have a self-guided tour. They give you a free headset thing to listen to, commentary, as you walk around up the dome and back down again. So it doesn't just talk about the building, it also talks about points of interest around the city that you can see. And we've taken as much footage as we can to show what we were looking at, with all the really interesting and historical points of interest around Berlin. And Berlin has got no shortage of them, let me tell you that. For me, this has been, wow, really, really, really impressive. Very long history. There are buildings here, or parts of buildings that still exist today that were built in 1270. Can you believe it? The big Central Park, or the bush that you've seen from up in the dome there, that's
It's actually a park, but yeah, we Australians, we call it bush.
yeah, it's the bush.
It's a massive park.
Yeah, but we'll have a bit more of a look around in that tomorrow. We're here for 3 days. This is day one. Tomorrow we're going to see much more. All right, see you then. Righto, folks. So here we are in the
Morning, guys.
what's it called?
Fancy tour.
Fancy
tour?
Fancy tour. The big Space Needle thing here in Berlin. Unfortunately, today is rather foggy this morning, so this is our view.
Beautiful, isn't it? So pretty.
This building was built in 1968, around that. Yeah. It's in the East German quarter of Berlin, or the East German half of Berlin. It's very retro, 100%, but we don't really care about the lack of view that we've got here. We care that we're actually in here for a start. It's really cool. So we'll have a bit of a look around. Just up behind us is a bar, and you've got vending machines here too, or snacks, but a fully stocked bar. It's just over that way. It's a bit early in the morning for us for that. One thing that's sort of, well, for me it is.
Found something, guys. Who recognizes it? Capri-Sonne mit Kirsche. So this is just it's water, it's flavored water, tastes like cherry, but this is for me this is childhood memory. So you have this disgusting straw, and then you have this little pokey thing here, don't know if you can see it, and then you just have to get this straw in there. There we go, and then tastes as bad as I remember, but tastes like childhood memories.
Oh.
Exactly, that's what it tastes like.
Yeah, let's go back to German beer again. All right, so yeah, this is the I can't pronounce it, building, the big Space Needle thing here in Berlin. So yeah, unfortunately the view isn't what we were hoping for, but that's okay. Just being in here is really cool. All right, we'll move on to the next place shortly. Hey team, so we're on top of the Berliner Dom, basically the main national cathedral here in Berlin. I'm just going to show you around a little bit. So down there, that's the Unter den Linden, which is kind of like the main national thoroughfare, similar to say like Anzac Parade in Canberra, Philadelphia Avenue in Washington, Pall Mall in London. So it's the same sort of concept. That's the River Spree that's down here. Then of course you've got all the government buildings and whatnot, and you can see so many different architectural designs that have, you know, not only lasted the distance but still very much in use. So along the Unter den Linden, it's very difficult to see, but off in the distance there you can see the chariot of the Brandenburg Gate, and beyond that you see all the bush. That's the Tiergarten. Just to the right you can just make out the dome to the Reichstag. So it's an incredible view up here. So that concludes our tour of the Berliner Dom. It's a remarkable building, very beautiful. There's quite a few historic buildings like this left in Berlin, much to my amazement. Everyone knows that when the Battle of Berlin commenced, the city was already very heavily damaged through years of bombing. And then when the Soviets arrived, the battle that took place here, people would probably see, those are history buffs like me, would recall seeing grainy footage of Berlin utterly destroyed. But hardly a building left standing, and most of them were just ruins anyway. And to the immense credit of the people, they managed to not only pick themselves up and rebuild and repair, but they managed to bring a lot of these historical buildings back to their former glory. But that said, you can still see the battle scars, even today. You can see pock marks here, repair jobs. So if you look closely enough, you'll see the scars of what's taken place here. And I think that's important, that they should be preserved exactly like that. And I think that for a lot of cases, yeah, it can't be helped. They have to have these things. You can't sort of like replace everything, but it's important to have these kind of little subtle reminders still around, you know. Anyway, that completes the Berliner Dom, and we'll move on to the next one.
Hi guys, you hear that? Yeah, it's lunchtime, so we're just heading down for some lunch now. Just follow the Unter den Linden towards the Brandenburg Gate, and after that, after lunch, just gonna go to the War Memorial, and we're gonna show you around there, I guess, right? And if you want to see something really special, come here to the Berliner Dom. Very impressive. I tried numerous times on previous trips to go inside and visit, but it was always closed for reconstruction. Anything to add? Bob?
Yeah, look, this place is incredible. You can see just over there an old palace from back in the day, and that's the Unter den Linden. So if we head off in that direction that way, we're heading over towards Brandenburg Gate, and guys, this place is incredible, really is. It blows my mind. Anyway, let's go, let's eat.
Yeah. Alrighty. See you in a bit. Here we go, guys.
So we're at this place called Strasse. This is the site of the Wall Memorial. For those that might be familiar, the Second World War, Berlin became separated into occupation zones by the powers to be that won. So you had France, Britain, United States on the western side of Berlin, and you had the Soviets on the eastern side. A couple of years later, the western half of Germany, occupied by the Western Allies, including the western half of Berlin, became their own country known as West Germany. And the eastern half, known as the Eastern Bloc, became East Germany. About 1947, there was like East Germany was hemorrhaging. People were escaping the east into the west. That was going on for a few years, and then in 1961, I think it was, they decided enough was enough, and they built a wall. And the wall surrounded the entire half of West Berlin, pretty much trapping the people inside, and keeping the people from the east out. From Germans, Kat and her family included, this place is a very place. Kat and her family comes from the east, and the hardships they had to endure, for many of us living today, especially in countries like Australia, it's very difficult to even imagine what it would have been like. So for any history buffs, including myself, there's one particular image of the struggle that East Germans went through during that period of time, is this image here. It was at this site where this event took place. Yeah, and you'll see these metal points here, these metal plates. That indicates where an escape tunnel was dug. And the actual wall itself used to be over here, straddling along the side of the street, known as Bernaustrasse. Those metal poles over there, that's actually where the wall used to run. And we got remnants of the wall sitting over here. So we'll just do a walk by and well, g'day team. Welcome back to our extension of our stay in Berlin. On this occasion, we're just a little bit outside Berlin. We're at a place called Wannsee, which is sort of to the southwest of the city, right on the border to a city called Potsdam. Actually, Potsdam itself is probably a bit older than Berlin. Actually, probably a lot older. I remember reading somewhere that there's records of Potsdam being mentioned as far back as 973, the year 973. Crazy. What you see behind me, this is known, some people might recognize it. This is the Bridge of Spies. So it's basically a bridge here between Wannsee and Potsdam. Way back during the Cold War years, the East and the West used to send spies into each other's territory. And of course those spies will end up getting caught, and they would have an exchange scheme in place. You've probably seen the movie of Tom Hanks called Bridge of Spies. It's based on a true story, I believe, and this is that very bridge. This is where they exchanged their spies during the Cold War era. It's really very pretty, especially around the lake area here. It's gorgeous. So yeah, looking forward to seeing more, and yeah, we'll show you as much more as we can before we head out of here. See you then. Okay, I know I'm going to mispronounce this, but Glenica Bruch, Glenica Bridge. So let's have a walk across. And this is the boundary marcation here. Marks the boundary. Right across the bridge here. All right. So if you ever happen to find yourself in Europe, in particular Germany, mark down Potsdam or Potsdam as your #1 destination to come to, especially if you're in Central Europe. Uh, we've been in Potsdam now for most of the day exploring, um, and it is next level, absolutely breathtaking. Right now, Kat and I are in this place called Sanssouci Park, Sanssouci, something like that.
Difficult word to say.
It's a, yeah, well, for us, we'll pronounce it as Sanssouci. We'll go with that. So Potsdam is a very old city, dating back over 1,000 years. Um, and in that time, it grew, and so did the kingdoms, that sort of stuff. Um, Berlin eventually became the Prussian capital, while the monarchy chose to remain in Potsdam, close enough to Berlin to keep an eye on things, but far enough away to create their own little haven. And this place is just incredible. So we're walking up to the main castle, or they call it a Schloss, and this is where the Prussian monarchy resided right up until the creation of the German Empire. And so the German kings and emperors resided here at the same place. So let's have a look around. All right, I'm gonna just film bits and pieces as I walk around with Kat. She's wandered off already. I don't know where she's gone to. All right. Wow, this is incredible. Yeah, Sanssouci Palace. I'm gonna say Sanssouci because it sounds like it's how it should be sounded like, but it's unbelievably beautiful here. It's a bit wet today, but we don't really care. We're just taking in the sights and sounds. What do you reckon, Dale? What's your thoughts on this place?
I've never been here before. I definitely want to come back and explore a bit more.
Yeah.
I never had it on my list last time.
Mm.
Never. This is quirky little town center.
Mm.
So cute. Students everywhere.
Mm.
So have to come back with more time, I guess.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, main reason I wanted to come to Potsdam is to check out the bridge, and
Beautiful bridge.
yeah, and the lakeside and that sort of stuff. I knew it was quite nice down there. Phew, I kind of knew it was here, but I didn't know enough about it. And yeah, Potsdam is a place you definitely need to have more time exploring. 100%. And here we are. We've made it up to the top. So you can see by the name there. I know that the natives pronounce that a lot differently than what we do. And it is definitely not a bayside suburb in Melbourne. But Sanssouci, there it is. This is obviously the front forecourt. And we're looking out towards Potsdam there. The main part of Potsdam pretty much spreads from in front of us to the left over there. One thing I've noticed with Potsdam is still very much intact from the old days. So I don't know for sure, but it has escaped mostly from the devastation of what happened 80 years ago. So that's exceptionally fortunate, because you walk around Potsdam, the downtown area, in the old town, it looks incredible. And then of course you've got places like this right next door to it. So for cultural heritage and cultural value. This place is amazing, and you know, you definitely got to come here and see it. So yeah, we'll move on. What do you reckon, Dale? I'm keen to check out that windmill over there. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's the other palace. There he is. I think this has got something to do with a queen. Don't know, but yeah. Wow. Got people over there doing something to do with some sort of religious cult, probably. Who knows? Anyway, let's go up here and check this one out. There's Kat doing her photography thing. Okay, there's a street running right through it. There you go. That's impressive. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this has got something to do with a countess or a queen. But yeah, don't quote me. And that's looking back at the forest we were just walking through. Very big mature trees. Acorns and oak. Yeah. All right. We'll wrap this one up. All right. Well, the light is starting to leave us now. It's getting late in the afternoon. We've been out and about all day and thoroughly enjoyed it. Checking out that, can't remember the name of that place, that little Schloss place by, yeah, that's it, that one. It was only like a little villa. I don't know why they refer it to as a Schloss, which is like a German word for castle. But it was more the size of a villa, but very pretty, very historical, and very interesting. And right, that was right next to the Bridge of Spies, well, the Spy Bridge. Although not very many spies were actually exchanged there during the Cold War years, but it was a key linchpin point between the border crossing into East and West. Something like that. Not very many. But it's been made famous by the movie Bridge of Spies with Tom Hanks, and it's got that reputation about it. So it's one of those landmark spots that's pretty cool to see. Here in Potsdam, it's been the first time for Kat as well, and the downtown area is pretty amazing. It looks like it's stuck in a time warp. You know, it's still very much how it looked probably this time 100, 200 years ago. So it's yeah, it's very cool to explore the downtown area. And then right next door you've got, I'm going to get the pronunciation wrong, so I'm going to stick with Sanssouci. And it's not the Bayside Melbourne suburb. That one, yeah. Where we got? Oh yeah, we've got sheep on, yeah, in the gardens. Okay, sheep. There's sheep here. Haven't seen any squirrels there. It's been very, oh. Oh. Okay, were you expecting that? Okay, I'm going to show you this. Wow. Okay, we weren't expecting that. We have to do that, yeah. Yeah, I have to walk that way? We got to go this way to the railway station. And that's, oh yeah. So that's the first castle we came to, with the tiered vineyard. I think that was Frederick's hangout. I know there's supposed to be a Queen's hangout too, a Queen's palace. I think this might be it. I really don't know. Turns out the other one was something to do with groundskeeping, like something like that. Yeah. So, whoa, okay. All right, we're going to go have a look at this and we'll be right back. All right, so this is known as the New Palace. So Frederick, when he built his old palace, which was all the way down there, that first palace we went to, which was in itself spectacular, Frederick wasn't done there. The old boy, to the natives, they call him Fritz, lovingly call him Fritz. Huh? The Alter Fritz. Right, so the elder Fritz. So he wasn't satisfied with that particular palace back there. He built this one too. And holy mackerel. So it's going through, fortunately or unfortunately, I'm going to go with fortunately, it's going through restoration work just over there on the right hand side wing and on the left hand side here too, which is fine. I don't care, as long as they look after it. These things, despite what your thoughts are about the opulence of monarchies and things like that, these are culturally significant buildings and also very important. The architecture and the craftsmanship to make these things is amazing. And when did they build this thing, Bub? Yeah, I'm going to go on a whim and probably go out. Yeah, Cath's going to look it up. I'm going to go around 1760s, perhaps around that time, when Frederick or Fritz the Older was kicking about. But yeah, I mean, buildings like this, they might seem opulent, over the top and that sort of stuff, which, yeah, they are, but they're also very culturally important, and the fact that they're being looked after is, you know, the right thing to do.
Alrighty, so it was built between 1763 and 1769.
Oh.
It was commissioned by King Frederick II of Prussia, Frederick the Great, and constructed after the 7 Years' War to demonstrate Prussia's restored strength and wealth.
Wow.
And it was actually served mainly as a guest and reception palace rather than a royal residence.
Yeah.
So this is your guest house.
This is the guest house.
This is the guest house.
So the royal residence is back up that way, yeah. Right. The guest house. Right. Okay, I wouldn't want a granny flat like that. So, yeah, some people, hey. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up, folks. We're losing light. We're going to be making a beeline to the train station now, but I can absolutely guarantee you that we will be back here at Potsdam. It is a remarkable place, wouldn't you agree? Yeah. For Kat, she's the native, the local. I'm not. This is my first time ever here, and surprisingly for Kat, this is her first time here too. So we're both getting a good, healthy dose of German culture, that's for sure.
You did some homework about den Alten Fritz?
Yeah. I'm blown away. So far this trip, I mean, Berlin's been unbelievable, but coming here to Potsdam was a great idea. I came here with the purpose to see specific things. I didn't have this on the agenda. It wasn't even on the radar. And I tell you what, we're coming back. Yeah, you got to spend more time in Potsdam. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, folks, that's it for us for now, and we'll see you in the next instalment. Hooroo.
Hooroo.
Well, g'day team, and here we are in northern Germany. I'm just following up behind a Cat and her mum, taking the boys out for a walk. So yeah, been here now, this is like day 2. You know what you'll notice also about northern Germany in particular, it's very flat. So yeah, it's windy, and there are some parts of land that are reclaimed from the ocean, so it's below sea level, which is kind of freaky. First impressions of Germany, the towns and villages are just beautiful. I kind of knew what to expect, given the images that I've done some research on and where Kat lives and all that, and yeah, very impressive. Hello, you guys been waiting for me?
Hey guys.
Anyway, I'm going to end this off here. Just wanted to show you guys a little bit of forest, what it looks like here. This is in northern Germany, so much more flatter than you expect to see. Nonetheless, it's still very nice. So what we have here, folks, is a snake from here in Germany. We're going to move him off the road. And here, little fella. Come on, mate. There you go. Team, here we are in Nordfriesland in the state of Schleswig-Holstein in northern Germany. Kat is my driver. She, as you can see, she's on the wrong side of the road, on the wrong side of the car. Everything is wrong. Anyway, we are just going for a little day trip out to Denmark. So I just wanted to show you guys around, and as you can see, it's very flat, but also very rural and very, very pretty. Actually, have a look at these houses coming up. Here it is, folks. Here is the German and Danish border. We're already in Denmark now. Wow, look at that. Crazy. Alright, we're going to get out and have a look around. Okay, so we are in a village in Denmark called Tondern. I was going to have a bit of a walking tour. Unfortunately, they celebrate Halloween. Can't help everything. Nothing's perfect. Oh, it's for autumn? Okay, it looks like Halloween, but it's not. It's something to do with autumn. Oh my God, look at that. 1668. Okay, so this is what I meant earlier. When you see these old buildings, or a lot of buildings, that have the date of their construction. And this one's built in 1668. You can tell by the year that's up there. And I was just asking Kat, is this like a heritage listed village? And no, it's not. This is just normal. Normal. 1668, normal. You can tell by these buildings here, they are very old. And a lot of them unfortunately don't have a year of the year they were built, but you can tell just by looking at them that they've been here for a very long time. We're just going to have a quick look down here. Look at this place. I kid you not, folks, this is all real. This is not a theme park. This is all real. It's incredibly beautiful.